How it goes, the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional day. Alrighty, we're going to be talking about a great subject matter because when it comes to traveling, family, I'm all about it, straight up and down. I actually cannot wait to start traveling overseas more and see these beautiful, wonderful, spectacular places just like you see behind me right here. All right, especially given the fact that the 2020 pandemic put a hold on a lot of things. Most people, everybody was affected. And before I even get into the article that I read today, one thing is for sure is that traveling throughout the country or the world can broaden your perspective, your horizons. If you are open to having an open mind and experience, then it's a beautiful thing. Because if not, then you can be like one of my former colleagues stated, you can travel around the world 1,000 times but never leave your own front doorstep. And a lot of people do. A lot of people will go to other foreign countries with a negative mindset. They will not be open to change and doing things differently. And my mindset is, if that's the case, then why don't you just stay at home? You can save yourself a lot of time and definitely a lot of money by just staying at home. And because to me, that's the beautiful thing about traveling anywhere. Like, you go to another state, you get to see something you've never seen. You go to another country, see something you've never seen. Like, that's what makes life worth living. Being boring and basic and just want to stay in one spot. Heck, you got people who are senior citizens that travel the world, but everyone's different. I just leave it at that, all right? The article stated that Khadijah Crenshaw is a day trader and entrepreneur from Rochester, New York. The 30-year-old's first experience living abroad actually happened back in 2016 when she moved to China and Beijing, China, to teach English. She stated that I was a 25-year-old at the time and pretty much working to survive. I had no career and was only able to get a front desk customer service or call center jobs, even though I had 2 degrees from Penn State. And that's the thing, is like, you can have 5 to 10 degrees and whatnot, but if you don't have a skill set, you don't have job experience, and a lot of times you most likely end up getting, as one person said in a movie called Hanging with the Homeboys back in the early 90s, he said, you get the same lousy jobs with the same lousy pay. So that's why internships while you're in college is good. That's why people who join the military is good. They get that experience. That's why people who have skilled trades, they're certified professionals. So it's like it behooves people to not just go the degree route. You got to have a skill set, period. I'll leave it at that, all right? That's just my opinion. She said, I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck, and I needed more money and wanted a career or a job in my field. And before I go on, one thing that I could say is that most working people feel this way after working hard, getting all the degrees, certifications, etc. We come to a crossroads in our life of truly just trying to figure out what kind of lifestyle that we really want. The article, and I've had that conclusion, I came to that conclusion for myself back in 2017. 2017. So, it is what it is. And that's why, I started doing content. That's why I started, the online store. That's why I started investing my money more in various different investment platforms. And that's why I started engaging people who had a investment and business mindset and not just, I want to have a job mindset. I want to be head cheerleader employee mindset. You can't, to me, that's, that generation's dying off right now. But that's just my personal experience, all right? So, the article also stated that while browsing job lists on Craigslist, Khadijah came across a job post seeking people to teach in China English as a second language. She applied in April of that year and was hired the next month in May. Then spent the next several months getting her passport and visa, taking the required TEFL certification courses. She moved to China in September 2016 and enjoyed her new home as well as her teaching position and the substantial salary that came with it. That's another thing people don't realize. A lot of people, even when there's a war going on or when there's not a war going on, because unfortunately you have what's happening in the Ukraine, but a lot of people make a lot of money going over. A lot of Americans cake up when they make a lot of money working overseas. People don't realize that. Like, if you work in the Caribbean sometimes, especially people who are like general contractors, the Caribbean, Central South America, Africa, Asia, Middle East, Europe, or whatever. A lot of times you have people that work in the oil industry and they go work in Canada. So you have a lot of people who go work abroad in the United States for like a year or two or a couple of years of their lives, and they make some serious money and they're able to retire or they'll start a business or something when they get back to the United States of America, and they're not taxed as much because they're out of the country. So that's another thing that people do a lot of. And I know one gentleman, he's been working all overseas between Asia and the Middle East and Africa for the last 10 years of his life, and he's made so much money, it's ridiculous and whatnot. So it's a beautiful thing, but it is what it is. That's why it's a good thing to travel abroad and whatnot, because you can build other relationships and get different perspectives and get different contacts, and you can make a lot more money. So, as I said, having this narrow-minded mindset, too many Americans have that, and we got to get out of that, because that's why so many people kick butt, because they don't mind taking that risk of going abroad and doing other things and thinking outside of the box, But it is what it is, and I'll just leave it at that. All right, now, where was I at? So she moved to China back in 2016, and she enjoyed her new home as well as the teaching position. Like I stated earlier, she stated that I love the dynamic nightlife in the scene in Beijing, China, and the delicious Chinese food that's there, because it's more authentic than the commercial stuff we get here in the United States. She said, there I had the opportunity to meet and befriend people, not only from China, but from all over the world. That's another thing people don't realize. The whole world lives in Beijing, in China. The whole world lives in London. The whole world lives in Cape Town, South Africa. The whole world lives in, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The whole world lives in, in the major cities of Africa, major cities of Central South America. You go to Mexico City, Mexico, you can go to, San Juan, Puerto Rico. You can go, even though it's part of the United States, you can go to, Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. You can even go to Port-au-Prince, Haiti. It's amazing that most people don't realize that, it's like you go to a lot of these major cities in foreign countries, the whole world is there. You go to Toronto, it's just as international as freaking New York, Toronto, Canada. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I don't think that people realize, take into consideration enough. You know what I mean? That, you go to Sydney, Australia, the whole world is there. So you go to Madrid, Spain, the whole world is there. The world is international than most people realize. That's why this backwards mentality a lot of people have, that when they sound like they're still living in the 1950s and 60s, I don't understand it, but that's just me. Like I said, when it comes to traveling, I could rant about this all day and all night, because I'm passionate about it. And when I came across this article today, I was like, I definitely have to talk about this, But she says, more than anything, she loved living there, really helped her change and grow mentally, because she was able to unlearn what she thought life had to be. Also, she decided to move to Central and South America in order to achieve her goals and aspirations. She decided to live in Medellin, Colombia, and there were several factors that made Khadija sure that Medellin, Colombia was the place for her to be, because she actually liked it. She actually liked that it is a Spanish-speaking country. She speaks Spanish as a second language, and it's, obviously she spoke it a little bit, but she became more fluent because it is relatively easy to learn compared to other languages, and that's why she was able to enjoy living there much more so and whatnot. And as you can see, the beautiful backgrounds, that's what most of Central and South America look like, that beautiful background. I mean, heck, that's what parts of California look like, Arizona, what is it? That's what parts of Nevada look like and whatnot. Parts of even Seattle, Portland, Oregon, beautiful mountains and whatnot, clouds, coastline, things of that nature. So, and one thing because the name of this video is what I unlearned from traveling across the world. That's the thing. It's like, this whole I'm only gonna have a 40-hour work week. I'm only gonna work, go to get a job and have a career and raise a family. To me, that's just basic stuff, and I think that it behooves people. It's nothing wrong with having that basic lifestyle, but just put yourself in a position to where you can have options, where you can have more experiences and things of that nature. Because we live in a time frame where the people who have more options, people who speak more languages, people who have more life experiences, those are the ones that are going to be put ahead of the line with future jobs and future businesses in today and tomorrow's economy. All right, so that's why I really wanted to talk about this subject matter. All right. So also, Medellin is also known as the city of eternal spring, which is obviously, having great weather and a great climate. She knew Medellin would offer nice weather year-round. It was only a 5-hour-long flight from home, which is a beautiful thing, and it was, it's a very affordable city to live in compared to most cities in the U.S. And in my mind, that is a win-win situation, family, because a 5-hour flight is nothing compared to 10 to 15 hours or more. And I'm just keeping it real on that one. That's real talk. So she also stated that my heart is so full and my soul is extremely happy here. The people are so nice, it's scary. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't realize in most foreign countries, people are a lot more friendlier. It's kind of like when you go to the southern part of the U.S., people have more of a hospitality mindset and whatnot. In a lot of other foreign countries, that's how it is. People are just a little bit more friendlier. They speak. It's normal, you know. They don't have such a uptight, I think I'm better than you nonsense for the most part, because every country and every city and every state in this world has their douchebag culture, no matter what the situation is. She stated the culture is very different from in the United States, hence the States, in that it is very laid back and tranquilo. Tranquilo is laid back, chill. Colombians don't stress about anything. Everyone truly just goes with the flow. It is truly a beautiful and magical place, and she says, I'm very happy to call it my home. She says, I love the peaceful, beautiful days and the cool nightlife. There's always something to do, somewhere to go, and great places to eat, and it's affordable. She says, I'm living my best life without breaking the bank. She said, I've never paid more than $800 a month total for housing, food, utilities, entertainment, and I like to go out a lot. And in today's rental market within major cities, most likely you're never going to really be able to find a decent place for rent for $800 a month. And she stated that, I honestly would have never thought there was life or success outside of the basic timeline of graduating high school, going to college, getting a degree, a career, a house, a family, etc. So I always figured that out, well, that was the right way to do life. And it wasn't until I began exploring these different countries and seeing how differently people basically lived. And she says, I've learned, and obviously I've learned otherwise. And with that being said, when you travel to other countries, you see how many people that, you know, they don't take for granted the things we take for granted. All right, they don't take for granted getting easy, you know, access to food, transportation, employment. And everybody tells you, most parts of the world outside of the U.S. and Europe, it is a very laid-back mentality. You know, in the Middle East, in South America, in Africa, in the Caribbean, people just have you have a hard-working class of people, but you just have a more of a laid-back spirit. You know, it's like, because, you know, that's my biggest pet peeve in the States that I've seen. It's like, my mindset is if the bombs aren't going off in front of me or the bullets aren't coming at me, I really don't, it's nothing to lose sleep over. But a lot of people beg to differ, and that's your choice, but I'm not losing sleep over stuff if it's not killing me. If it don't involve getting a paycheck, okay, then or life or death, then there ain't no reason to get upset. That is my mindset, and it's gonna be that way till the day I freaking die. And I'm gonna leave it at that, all right? But anyways, I digress. So, you know, because at the end of the day, Khadija Crenshaw is considered an expat, which is a growing number of Americans and Europeans moving to other countries, quote unquote third world countries, making money passively online or on various different ways, or sometimes they even get a job in those foreign countries. The article ended on this note. Khadija stated that I am considering moving to Bali for a few months in the up and coming year. The only thing Medellin is missing is a beach. I get that. She says, I'm hoping that living there will help me grow more mentally and spiritually. And I commend her for this. And I commend anybody who's living that kind of lifestyle, because at the end of the day, the world has changed forever, not just because of the pandemic, but because of technology. And my mindset is, why does life need to be so one-sided? Why do you always have to just accept what society hands you and whatnot? I think to me, that's kind of pathetic and kind of sad that everybody will go out of their way to only accept the things that society tells you can have. And it's just like, take a chance, get out there. Do see what works for you. It's the same thing about in regards to making money. When I think it's sad that people think that the only way they can make money is having a job and putting it in their 401k and hope for the best. There's so much more to life than that. There's so much more out here. So you got to continuously do your best to make money moves. All right. Speaking of which, don't forget to support Larry's Anything Goes to our online store. I have an online Shopify store that sell various products, so definitely check us out. If you are an investor like myself, I'm part of the Gold Standard Partners program. We have the opportunity not only to buy cryptocurrencies, but you have the opportunity to refer others to do the same thing. And if they purchase crypto and packages via the referral marketing program, then you have an opportunity to make money off their package and crypto purchases. Also, if you're just want to be a regular investor like I am, not giving out financial advice when it comes to individual retirement accounts, stocks, bonds, cryptocurrencies, don't forget to sign up with WEBULL. Get to sign up with Acorn, Stash. You get the opportunity to get money, you get free stocks and all that with all those different links, and it's free, So I always like, hey, when it's free, then it's me. Even with the WEBULL, if you fund your account, then you can get certain access to stocks once you sign up for it and whatnot. So do your research and go from there. Don't just say the guy, Larry, said I'm gonna become a millionaire if I sign up for these programs. No, that's not how it works. So we all gotta do our part. We all gotta put the work in, all right? And remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. Obviously, this young lady, Mrs. Crenshaw, is not worried about getting fired because she's living her best life, right? So do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day, and as I always say, make money moves or you're gonna live broke like a fool. Take care, family.